lights, camera, and movie review time.
It's the J. Craig Movie Review. Movie Review. A movie with you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the J. Craig Podcast. I'm Jay, and I saw The Fabelmans. It is directed by Steven Spielberg, so I had to go see this movie. Written by Steven Spielberg, which he hasn't done since AI. He doesn't do that very often, as far as writing credits go. It's also written by Tony Kushner, who has been with Steven Spielberg for quite a few movies now. This is about a young boy who is growing up, I would say, in the 50s or 60s, growing up, falling in love with movies, and experiencing filmmaking and just being passionate about that. It's about his family. And it's about a cast of characters, an artistic mom who's encouraging him, down-to-earth, nerdy, genius dad who is trying to make sure he makes the right decisions to have a career. So you have those interesting family dynamics, and you have some sisters who don't get a lot of screen time, but they have some interesting quirks about them. But this is about a young boy who grows up loving movies, and then in his movie-making experience, he witnesses and finds a family secret. And that family secret kind of destroys him, it destroys a few other people, and he loses his love for movies for a while there until he does something for school a school project, which kind of reignites that passion again, and he realizes this is what he was meant to do. And despite the problems of the family, you have to follow your passion because that's what really is going to keep you strong, right? So I like a lot of this movie. I didn't like a lot of this movie. It's definitely not Spielberg, as like they say, like he's back to his ET form. Folks, we're not going to get that from Steven anymore. I mean, he's 70, 80 years old now, so he's not going to give us ET magic. That type of sensibility, that type of childlike feeling, right? He's not there anymore. So while I see them trying to do that, and while it deals a lot with filmmaking in general, I love it for that. There's a lot of really good moments that really had me. There's opening sequences of this young boy falling in love with movies and dreaming about it and just can't stop thinking about it, and then trying to recreate that with like a model train set. And it's just... It really hit me, and it choked me up because it felt like I was watching me, man. It was really cool. It was a really, really powerful moment. So anybody who loves movies and loves cinemaphile, film geek, whatever you are, you're going to like this movie for a lot of those reasons. And I think if they would have stuck to him more instead of being about the Fabelmans, I think it would have been better because I found everything else to be less interesting. Paul Dano playing the geeky nerd genius. He's just, he's in charge of something crazy that's going to revolutionize computers. So he's like this genius, down to earth, right? He's not very interesting. Not supposed to be, right? The mom, who is Michelle Williams, is an artistic kind of free spirit. And I will say, as much as I love Michelle Williams, I think she's a fantastic actress. She feels off in this movie. Like most of the scenes she's in, it feels forced. It feels off. It feels like they did one take. Like that's all they got, and it feels just off. And a lot of her stuff feels weird, and it's like, okay, so not sure what's going on there. It just feels forced and feels fake. Everyone else is okay. Judd Hirsch comes in as an uncle who is kind of inspires Sammy to do something with his film, because I mean that's what this is about, right? This is about this kid who has this love of film, and the Force is trying to make him not go down that road, right? The young boy Sammy is played by Gabriel LaBelle. I have to look him up because I've never seen this man before. And at one point throughout the movie, he does look like a young Spielberg. If you look at young Spielberg, like making Jaws and making The Duel, there's a little bit of a Steven Spielberg resemblance there. There really is. All right, now what else that I didn't like about this movie was they had some instances of Jewish hate when he goes to high school. Okay, so there's a lot of Semitic remarks and issues with him as a young Jewish man going into a new high school, and there's all these California tall white sequoia tree people out there, and they're bullying him, right? And so I thought they were going to they were doing something with the bullies, but it's so short-lived that what they tried, it feels, I don't know, just like it didn't get enough screen time, because I think they could have done more with the bullies and what his film did to one of the bullies. But they just grouped it into one scene, and that was it. And it feels, I'm the word I'm looking for here is lacking. I don't know what the word is, but it just feels incomplete. There's the word. All right. So while it's Spielberg, you're going to enjoy it for a lot of reasons. I didn't find it to be great. I did find it to be very entertaining. A lot of John Ford, this Magnificent Seven. There's music from those that you hear throughout. There's a great cameo. Well, it's not really a cameo, but there's a great. We meet an awesome character later on in the story for a brief few minutes, which I found just to be delightful because it's a time period and it's who he was inspired by, right? So this is cool. I liked it, but didn't like it. So it's one of those movies. So liked it because I'm a film nerd. Liked it because I'm a cinephile. Liked it because I like that kind of stuff. But I felt short sighted. And again, I think that's maybe because Spielberg is not the kid he used to be, obviously, and that just some of the characters just didn't fit for me. And I think it should have been just more about him and focused on him instead of the other aspects, because those just didn't, I don't think, made enough to make it to impact the story that long. But it was also 2.5 hours long. So there you could have cut like a half hour out and then be 2 hours and everyone's happy. All right. Happy Thanksgiving. Go see it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The J. Craig.
It's the J. Craig